uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom. G'day YouTube, my name is Bushka, and today I'm going to tell you how I manage very difficult open final circles in PUBG Mobile. Winning tight final circles in PUBG Mobile is an art form, and it's something you can get better on. And it's all about visualizing the map. I'm going to use some top-down views of the PUBG Mobile map in this particular area to help you understand how I do that, how I put sound cues and different bits of the game into that map in my mind and come away with a very clear understanding of how I can win the game. Now, a big part of that is using your eyeballs. You can see when we first came in, there was someone who had a grenade cocked just to my right. That means that I knew that there were two people next to me because they're actually throwing things at each other. And you don't just throw things at the sea for the fun of it when it's this late in the final circle. So I know that there's two to my left, there's me. A big part of this is the difference between coming into a final circle and the difference holding a compound in a final circle. This is holding. When you're holding, you can see the movement coming in. You get the audio cues, and it's a lot easier to guess right when you're listening to everything happen or you've watched it already happen. We don't have that luxury. This is the top-down view, and this is the kind of visualization I'm talking about. In my mind, there's people up here at the blue compound. I've heard gunshots up there. There's the next-door neighbors because I saw a guy throwing something. And in a second, you're going to see someone late rotating into my north down the bottom. Obviously, it's me. Apart from the visual cues, we've got the audio cues and the kill feed, right? So the kill feed is going to tell you when you hear a gunshot going off and then stopping, and then the kill feed popping with the same sound. So there's an M416 that will fire next to me. And the last thing in the kill feed is going to be someone clearing someone with an M416. I see that. That's 300k J something. That's my next door neighbor. So I've given him a gun and I've given him a name. I now know that anytime I see his name in the kill feed and I see someone firing back and his name is the last name that pops either as a death or as a win, I can then place the gun and the opponent. And that's the kind of stuff you've got to put into your visualization. The last sound coupled up with the kill feed is really important information. All right, so we've got a guy to our north, we've got people in a compound up there, we've got a guy next door to us, and we've got me. All up, there's 6 people here. I'm trying to do the math to figure out where everyone is. There's one person somewhere here at least that I have no clue where they are. You can see that solo just to my north is still running around behind that smoke. He's got a coupe parked on the back of that hill. My mate next to me is making all kinds of noises going in and out of the water. In a second, we're going to have an overlooked view because I think there's something that's really important here. People fall in love with compounds, but compounds that are just outside the circle don't really help you a whole hell of a lot. I'm going to push forward here. Now, there's only 6 left. I've only got 3 kills. This is not going to be a high kill game. The most important thing for me right now is just staying alive. When you're in this situation, it can be very, very tempting to try and do something fancy, particularly if you're a content creator. The thing that'll really drive you nuts is when you die stupidly. Don't bleed. Don't give away hit points. Don't give people shots for no reason. You've got to wait until either the other guy makes a mistake or the circle holds your hand and gives you a friendly pat in the bum and says, hey, how about we go back to my place and have a good time? And the circle's about to do stuff. It's about to force people to do stuff. You can see 6 left alive, but lots of noise popping up. Someone's trying to rotate in from the western edge of the circle. I can hear that. The guys in the blue compound are trying to stop him, and then someone goes down to the play zone. But look at the blue compound. It's not really in the circle either here. And we're going to have an overlook now at this blue compound. There's an awful lot of ugly in front of it. That's a wide open space. I mean, they've got a tree that they can hide behind, but they can't move because this guy down here is stopping them from moving up. And then there's also someone on the left-hand side of this who's holding. There's a solo up there. There's me on the right. So we're thinking 2 people in the blue compound because there's only 4 people left alive on the map right now. Well, we're going back a bit, but you're going to see the guy go down to the play zone in just a second. Now, this might seem obsessive, visualizing it like this and talking through it. It's obvious to me, and it's obvious to most good players, particularly people who play tournaments and make rotations like this, where they have to be aware, and there's a lot more people in these late game situations. But I'm going to tell you right now, the 2 guys in the blue compound who've been dominating this final circle and getting most of the kills are going to lose the game because they did not pay close enough attention to the kill feed and the sound cues. And I'll explain it in just a moment. They are up here on the top left of the screen. There is someone to my left, obviously, and the circle is outside. To get to that circle, they're going to have to cross some open ground. They're going to have to go from the walls over here up to this lovely little ridgeline. They know that there is my neighbor down on my left, but they really haven't been paying attention. If you listen to this kill feed, they're trading with the guy on my left. I threw that smoke, but I have no intention of pushing up. I'm just using it as a way of extending my view range if anyone tries to rotate in there. They're still not sure that that guy up there is dead, but they are certain that they're trading with this guy down here. Now, they're going to trade with him, and you're going to hear the gunshots, and I'll bet all the money in my pockets that they actually hit this guy down here, and then he has to pull back and heal. And as soon as that happens, I realize that he's rotating. He's using that hit to rotate, and we get the knock. We get that knock because he wasn't paying attention, and he didn't realize that there was 2 separate people out here actually holding on the shoreline. And you'll see how obsessive I am with this in just a second. It's crazy, but this is how you win games. I know that that guy hasn't crossed. There's no way he's crossed. My mate down here on the left, who is now my best friend in the world because he's stopping the guy from crossing, they don't know if we're together. They don't know if we're a team. They're really at 6s and 7s. And I'm just staying low. And I'm now like, what's going on? Well, he's got 300K. I told you, 300K was the guy on my left. And he's outside blue. I'm like, well, I'm just going to hold here. And then there's a rock. And he's still in the blue. He's now fighting from the blue. And I'm literally just making 100% certain that I don't take damage here. Because it's been a real grind to get this done. And the last thing you want to do is die to a couple of random headshots. So you take your time and you get the job done. And then you know what you do? Because you visualize everything and you're so OCD, all you want to know is where did 300K die? Where is he? Where is his box? All I wanted to know was if the narrative that I had in my head about where this guy was and where he was being engaged from and where he died was correct. That's all I cared about. I'm less excited about the chicken dinner and more excited about finding out where the guy next to me went down. And I think that if you can do that in your gameplay, especially as a new player, if you can start focusing less on which gunfight you're going to get into next and more on where the bad guys are and what they're likely to do, and choose that path of least resistance again and then again and then again, you'll end up starting to win more games. And you'll end up starting to win the kind of games that you actually enjoy. Now, everyone loves squad wiping and just flying off the top turnbuckle with your buggy into a really tough situation. But I'll be honest with you, I get a lot more joy when it comes from outthinking the bad guys. I mean, I've had some great moments on stream and some big squad wipes to win dinners and 20 bombs and all that kind of stuff. But when you actually win a game purely and simply because you took a squad of people on in a game of chess and you beat them, that to me is excellent. And it's how you can win a lot more. And the way you win a lot more, even in gunfights, you have to visualize this. You constantly have to have an imagination. You constantly have to be able to have the supercomputer in your head updating in real time and allowing you to move forward and get the job done. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, please do. And just thanks for supporting the channel through thick and thin. I really appreciate it. Look after yourselves. Stay safe on the battlefield. And as always, bye for now.